Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Robin.
And I'm Troy.
And we are super excited because we are finally getting back on another cruise. It has been a busy last couple months. We've been doing a lot of stuff here at the house, and we haven't been on a ship for a minute. So we are ready.
Seems like an eternity, huh?
Yes, we are so ready. And why are we so excited? Well, okay, I'm more excited.
Yeah.
Why am I/we so excited about this cruise?
Because.
So we're going to go on the Jubilee this time.
Right.
So the Jubilee isn't even a year old. It's going to be the newest cruise ship that we've ever been on. And we didn't want to get on it right off the bat. I know a lot of people love the inaugural season, the first sailings.
Got to work the kinks out. You got to work the kinks
out. That's it. I want him to get all the kinks worked out before I get on the ship. I want it to be running nice and smooth.
I'm going to try some of that big chicken.
Oh, the big chicken. Yes. Oh, God, the new restaurant. So what we wanted to do today is whenever we started talking about this trip, we started talking about our ports that we're going to be going to. We're going to be going to Cozumel, Puerto Maya, and Roytan, Honduras.
Right.
But I wanted to go ahead and take a few minutes to talk to you. Three ports. So we wanted to go ahead and talk to you specifically about Cozumel. Now, some of the things we're going to talk about could apply for, all the ports, honestly. Right. But specifically Cozumel, because of how many times we've been there, we wanted to give you our thoughts,
inside track,
and just some things to think about that maybe not everybody tells you, but we're gonna tell you the real deal. And before we do, we want to ask you to please like and subscribe. We're trying to grow our little channel, and we noticed that
like and subscribe.
But here's the thing: most of the people that watch our videos aren't subscribed. So we would really, really appreciate it. It doesn't cost you a penny, not even 1 penny, 1 peso, 1 yen.
It literally costs you. Better. It's getting better. It's gonna be better.
We try. We're trying to get better. So please, if you are watching this video, hit the subscribe button. We're trying really hard to get up to our first 1,000 subscribers. And to us, that's going to be a big deal. I know to other channels it ain't, but to us, it's going to be a big deal. And you can help us get there. So let's talk about the port. And before we do, I want you to see this. So when you're in port, you want to make sure that you wear things that are going to be comfortable and offer some protection. Now, obviously, you want to go with a good shoe. I prefer a nice, good tennis shoe. Some people are all about their flip-flops and their sandals. I actually think that a good tennis shoe with more support is better for walking around on the hot concrete, but you do you. You also might want a water shoe just in case you want to get into the beach, but you actually want to make sure that you have some protection in case there's any hot sand or rocks that you don't want to step on. You also want to make sure that you take a good sun hat or even just a cap. Now, the thing about it is that all of these are great ideas, but that doesn't mean that you don't think about what else you need to wear. Now, whenever you're walking around in port, you got to remember, whether you're at the shops or you're just walking by the hotels, you're at a day pass, whatever it is, those people want to sell you things. And if you want to buy, great. Buy to your little heart's content. However, whenever you're wearing things, they're going to be looking at every single thing that you've got on you to see what they can hawk to you. If you put on a lot of jewelry, I wear usually some basic earrings, my little eye watch, and this one ring that honestly will not come off my finger. I don't wear fancy jewelry. I'm not going to wear any fancy if I lose this necklace, I don't care. It was cheap. I bought it on Amazon. I do not care. So if you put on a lot of fancy jewelry or expensive jewelry, 1, you put yourself out there to possible thieves. 2, you possibly might lose it if it slips off in the water or lotion or whatever, your earring falls off. You don't want to lose your jewelry. But if you're wearing all this jewelry, they're going to make the assumption that you want to buy more because they want to sell you. So the more jewelry you wear, the more they think that they've got a customer on the hook. Also, if you have on any sports gear, if you have on any college gear, if you have anything like that they have anything close to that in that store, they are absolutely going to try to hawk you hard on whatever it is on the merch that you are presenting on your body. Just keep that in mind, that whatever you're wearing, you're advertising to every person with a store or a vendor or somebody with a walk by with stuff in their hands that you want to buy something that even closely resembles that. So keep that in mind whenever you're in port.
Now, I heard Robin talking about hawkers. What the hawkers are people who, as soon as you get off the ship, they're going to run up to you and say, hey, I got this. You want to buy one of these? You want to? They're trying to make some kind of deal with you. First off, if you get an opportunity, take off the cruise logos. I mean, don't get off the ship wearing one of the ship's shirts and having your lanyard around your neck because you look like a mark. She called them hawkers. I call them the person that you are going to be a mark. So take that stuff off. Make them think or let them know that you're staying somewhere at a hotel near by instead of getting off the cruise ship. If you get off the cruise ship, they already understand you got a short period of time. You're going to be there for a few hours. They're going to try and make all the money off you as quickly as possible. It's not going to happen with me, but most people getting off a ship, they're going to take advantage of you. So just let them believe, if you need to, let them believe that you're staying somewhere on the island, somewhere that you can come back and get a better deal later. You're not the impulse buyer. You don't have that short, quick purchase and where they're going to take advantage of you, make all the money. And they also know if you're not happy with something, if you're getting off a cruise ship, you're not coming back the next day because you're going to be gone. So that's another opportunity for them to take advantage of you. It's not going to happen, like I say, with me because I call myself kind of a master negotiator, and I'm always looking for the best deal. Easy.
Just getting some packing started for our trip this weekend. Super excited about getting back on a cruise. Never seems to go fast enough in between cruises. Feels like it's been forever since the last time we were there. But in thinking more about the Cozumel port, now something you need to know is not all ports are going to necessarily give you a comfort level so that you can get off the port by yourself and do whatever it is you want to do. However, Cozumel is probably the one port I can honestly say that I would never feel unsafe, unsure about getting off at port, exploring on my own. I don't need to do an excursion. I have been to Cozumel many times. I'm gonna hop right down here. I've been to Cozumel actually many times. I've scuba dived there. I went there with my father and my son on vacations in the summer for several years. I've also been there several times on the cruises with me and Troy. And I was just there last year with another friend of mine and some friends of hers. Now, they had done an excursion in Roatan, which apparently they were pretty not overwhelmed with. They were pretty underwhelmed, actually. Now, I didn't go on that excursion because I actually had to work that day. But whenever we got to Cozumel, I had told them that I was pretty familiar with Cozumel, and there was a couple places that were kind of off the beaten path. And I asked them, what did they want to do? Did they want to do another excursion there on their own? Or how would they feel about us just renting a car and driving the island? And they said that that sounded good. Now, the nice thing is that we were able to get a van large enough to accommodate all six of us. So we rented it. Now we probably got a little high gross. I'll be honest. Troy is my master negotiator. That man can negotiate like nobody's business. But I didn't have him there because he wasn't on this cruise. So we probably did get a little high gross on the rental, but I think that overall for what we wanted, it was pretty good. The rental actually cost us, we had six people, and the rental was about $25 per person, so it's about $150. Again, probably a little high, even for the van. But we also did pay an extra $5 per person because we did not want the aggravation of having to fill up the gas tank whenever we got back. So it was $30 per person. Keep in mind the excursion that they had all done at Roatan, I think they said it was about $130, $140. It was something like that. And the whole thing is that they did not necessarily want to go to the beach or go to just a place to eat or drink, hang around with a bunch of other tourists. Now we drove to the other side of the island. There is a restaurant. Most people do not know about it. They've never heard about it because it is way too far to get to. It's pretty costly if you try to take a taxi over there. It's called Coconuts. You can look it up. They're on Yelp. You've got the directions. That's all you need. And you can let navigation take you right there. Now, the nice thing about it, it's a beautiful drive on the way over. You see a lot of the water. You see a lot of the beaches. These are areas that don't have houses and hotels. So once you get to Coconuts, you're going to see that it is a restaurant that is built on the cliff of this area overlooking the ocean and the rocks below. It is gorgeous. Now, there is quite a climb for the stairs. As far as I remember, there is no ramp. So if you have difficulty taking stairs, even at a slow pace, you can't do that, then this is definitely not the place for you because there's no ramp access to get up to this restaurant. But the stairs are nice and wide, they're stone, they're built in directly into the rock that the restaurant sits upon. And once you get to the top, you're going to see it's not a very large restaurant. It can get a little busy, but because a lot of people don't know about it, it usually doesn't get overly busy. I've never had to wait for a table whenever I go to Coconuts, and we have been going there for years. The food is good. The drinks are cold. They have nice alcoholic drinks. If you want a beer, if you want a margarita, they have it there for you. And their stuff is reasonably priced. It's not cheap, but it's not overly expensive either. And the views from Coconuts is just beautiful. So it is so worth the drive over there, especially if you're going to have the rental car for the day and you can have the time to go do so. Whenever you're getting ready to go to Cozumel, give it a try. Think about it. It's not a very big island. You literally can't get lost. You just keep driving and you'll end up back where you left off, I promise. Or you're going to end up in the water because it is an island. You're not going to have any problems. Don't rent moped, but renting a car, you should absolutely feel safe in doing in Cozumel.
I'm finally getting excited and ready for this trip. She gets excited 2-3 weeks out ahead of time, but I don't get excited until like the day before. I heard her talking about renting mopeds or not renting mopeds and stuff not to do while you're out and about on the islands. If you're not up to renting a car, do something like a lot of times get day passes at resorts that are local. They got day pass apps and stuff that you can locate these kind of things. We've had trips and day pass where we've done $50 a piece, and was able to sit beachside in a cabana and things like that for $50 and hang out all day. They have them where you can have drinks included or all the food included. That's what we do typically. We don't drink, but we do all the food inclusive. And find your spot where you don't feel like sheep, where all the people are herding off the ship and they move by. They go in the same way all the time. Just find your spot, do a little research ahead of time, and you can find locations and activities to do that don't cost you an arm and a leg, and it doesn't put you in the line with everybody else that's getting off the ship.
If you are feeling like you don't want to get off at port, maybe you've been to Cozumel, maybe you're seasoned cruisers like us, maybe you've flown there, get off in Cozumel and get your teeth clean.
Yeah, they don't get these pearly whites on. They don't happen by accident.
So a lot of people get really freaked out by medical tourism, dental tourism. But last November, I did a video on that. And if you want to watch it, I'll put it here or here. I'll put it one of those places. And you can watch it because we went down to Mexico because I got the front of my teeth redone and they did a great job.
Right.
And so
then it's a great place.
Yeah, so we really highly recommend them. You can find anybody on Cozumel, but the reason why we liked having our dentist in Cozumel was because
we're gonna always cruise to Cozumel.
That's
so
right.
We hop right off the ship, go get the dental work, get the cleaning done. We can do that 2-3 times a year if we choose to.
Absolutely,
it's easy and convenient.
And cheaper.
Much
cheaper than in the States. And if you're worried about them not having the cool tech that your dentist has.
They're much more high tech than most dentist offices here in the States. It's just pretty impressive.
Absolutely. We were very impressed. So, we get off the ship and we actually walk. You can take a taxi, but we like to just walk.
Yeah, stretch the old puppies out. Stretch the puppies out a little bit. Yeah. And it's so high tech that it was pretty impressive.
It was very impressive. Yeah. And the dentist that we go to, I'll leave a link in the description below, but it's Cozumel Dentist. Super easy to remember. Cozumel Dentist, done. And but you can message them through Facebook. They will reply back to you.
Actually, and it was WhatsApp.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They'll reply back to you on Facebook because that's where you engage, but then they'll ask you if you have WhatsApp. If you do, it's much easier just to text them there. And they were great about setting up the appointment for Troy and I. So we're going to both go in there, get our teeth cleaned. And he's got a filling that he needs to get either filled or a crown he needs to reset. Something.
Super glue it back on.
The Gorilla Glue ain't holding no more. But, whenever you're trying to go to the dentist here in the States, this stuff's just expensive. Right. So if you're going out of the country regularly anyways, Cozumel is the place to go because pretty much every cruise ship that goes to the Caribbean out of Galveston goes to Cozumel.
Hop right off the ship. You can literally, it was walking distance for us.
Yes, walking distance.
Maybe a mile from the.
Yeah, it wasn't very far at all. And even if it's too far that you don't want to walk or it's too hot,
take a cab.
Taxi.
Yeah, take a cabbie. That's a cab.
A cabbie.
A taxi.
Take a cab.
It'll take you right over there.
Yeah, and what we did the very first day was we were a little late getting off the ship, or we had a schedule thing, or we weren't quite sure where we were going, so we took a taxi over and then we walked back. Nice thing about walking back is you stop by all these little local spots to to eat, and we stopped in and got some food at some very non-touristy restaurants,
Right.
but good food, reasonably priced.
And you got literally hours. I mean, it's not, we weren't rushed. We took our time and had another 3-4 hours to spare. So it's not a major deal hopping off the ship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So those are just 5 random things specifically about Cozumel, but just things to think about whenever you're in port. And, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please like, subscribe. We really appreciate it. We're going to be doing some filming on the Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
That ship looks incredible.
We watched
a YouTube video. That's a little tip too. Every cruise we go on, if we've been on the ship before.
Yeah, we got to watch the video.
That's right.
Because it might be something on there that we missed or didn't catch the previous time that we were on the ship.
Right, or if it's our first time there, we familiarize our ship.
We don't want to spend that first day looking around trying to find stuff. By the time we get on there, we got a real good idea of where everything is on the ship.
And it's another way to support the creators that we watch on YouTube. And so that way we can pay the love forward.
We're not even going to tell them about the Havana rooms. We'll save that for
later. We'll save that for later. So anyways, until next time, guys, thanks so much. We appreciate you.
Those.
Bye.
What is that?
I was going to put in our new portrait logo.
That's okay.
Yeah. And then I was going to spin it in.
Nice.
I thought that'd be cool.
Yeah, I didn't spin though.
Okay.